Hello and welcome to Fairy Tale Friday. Today, the Wolf and the 7 Little Kids. Once upon a time, there lived an old goat who had 7 young ones, whom she loved as every mother loves her children. One day she wanted to go into the forest to fetch some food. So calling her 7 little kids together, she said, "Dear children, I'm going away into the wood. Be on your guard against the wolf, for if he comes here, he will eat you up, skin, hair, and all. He often disguises himself, but you may know him by his rough voice and his black feet." The little kids replied, "Dear mother, we will remember what you say. You may go away without any anxiety." So the old one bleated and ran off quite content upon the road. Not long afterwards, somebody knocked at the hut door and called out, "Open, my dear children, your mother is here and has brought you each something." But the little kids knew from the rough voice that it was a wolf, and so they said, "We will not undo the door. You are not our mother. She has a gentle and loving voice, but yours is gruff. You are a wolf." So the wolf went to a shop, bought a great piece of chalk, which he ate, and by that means made his voice more gentle. Then he came back, knocked at the hut door, and called out, "Open, my dear children. Your mother has come home and has brought you something." But the wolf had placed his black paws upon the window sill, so the kids saw them and said, "No, we will not open the door. Our mother has not black feet. You are a wolf." So the wolf went to a baker and said, "I have hurt my feet. Put some dough on them." And when the baker had done so, he ran to the miller, saying, "Strew some white flour upon my feet." But the miller, thinking he was going to deceive somebody, hesitated, till the wolf said, "If you do not do it at once, I will eat you." This made the miller afraid, so he powdered the wolf's feet with flour. Now the villain went for the 3rd time to the hut, and knocking at the door called out, "Open to me, my children. Your dear mother has come and has brought with her something for each of you out of the forest." The little kids exclaimed, "Show us your feet, that we may see whether you are our mother." So the wolf put his feet upon the window sill, and when the little kids saw that they were white, they thought it was all right and unfastened the door. But who should come in? The wolf. Poor little kids were terribly frightened and tried to hide themselves. One ran under the table, the second got into the bed, the third into the stove, the fourth into the kitchen, the fifth into the cupboard, the sixth under the washing bowl, and the seventh into the clock case. But the wolf found them all out and did not delay in swallowing them all up, one after another. Only the youngest one, hid in the clock case, he did not discover. When he'd satisfied his appetite, he dragged himself out, and lying down upon the green meadow under a tree, went fast asleep. Soon after, the old goat came home out of the forest. Ah, what a sight she saw! The hut door wide open, table, stools, benches overturned. The washing bowl was broken to pieces, and the sheets and pillows pulled off the bed. She sought her children, but could find them nowhere. She called them by name, one after the other, but no one answered. At last, when she came to the name of the youngest, a little voice replied, "Here I am, dear mother, in the clock case." She took the kid out and heard how the wolf had come and swallowed all the others. You cannot think how she wept for her poor little ones. At last she went out in all her misery, and the young kid ran by her side. When they came to the meadow, there lay the wolf under the tree, snoring so that the boughs quivered. She viewed him on all sides and saw that something moved and stirred about in his body. Ah, mercy, thought she, can my poor children, whom has swallowed for his dinner, be yet alive? So saying, she ran home, fetched a pair of scissors and a needle and thread. Then she cut open the monster's hairy coat and had scarcely made one slit before one little kid put his head out, and as she cut further, out jumped another and another, and all six were still alive and without any injury, for the monster in his eagerness had gulped them down quite whole. Now, maybe it's just me, but sleeping or not, someone cuts your tummy open, you're going to wake up. But on we go. There was a joy. They hugged their dear mother, jumped about like a tailor keeping his wedding day. But the old mother said, "Go at once and pick up some large stones, that we may fill the monster's stomach, while he lies fast asleep." So in great haste, the 7 little kids dragged up a pile of stones and put them in the wolf's stomach, as many as they could bring. And then the old mother went and looking at him saw that he was still asleep and did not stir. So she sewed up the slit in a great hurry. When the wolf at last woke up, he raised himself upon his legs, and because the stones in his stomach made him feel thirsty, he went to a well to drink. But as he went along, rolling from side to side, the stones began to tumble about in his body and rattle, and he called out, "What rattles? What rattles against my poor bones? Not little kids, I think, but only big stones." And when he came to the well, he stooped down to drink, and the heavy stones made him lose his balance so that he fell and sank beneath the water. As soon as the 7 little kids saw this, they came running. "The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!" And they danced for joy around their mother by the side of the well. That was the wolf and the 7 little kids. Didn't turn out so good for the wolf in the end. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below if you remember this story. It's not one that I've heard. I mean, I know I read this book when I was a kid, so that was a long, long time ago, and I don't remember that story. Next week, we will have 1 eye, 2 eyes, and 3 eyes. I don't remember the specifics of this story, but it almost reminds me of a Dr. Seuss story. I think that one had to do with fish, not eyes. If you remember it, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, take good care.